Hello everyone, welcome to the Introduction to Mechanical and Industrial Engineering course. In this video, we're going to continue the topic that we started, which is just introduction to this introduction class. We were discussing the mechanical and industrial provisions, but basically over the previous video, we discussed what does it mean engineering, and we said that in general engineering, it means design and device, and you should understand the two sides of the word design itself. Then we discussed the different measures of engineering like civil, mechanical, and industrial engineering, electrical engineering. These are the big four measures of engineering. Then we discussed what are the things that engineer could do. Generally speaking, engineer could design products, machine, factories, plants, systems, ways and methodology surfaces that would be used for ensuring the quality of products. Also, we discussed that engineer, they would do design, plan, and supervise things that related to buildings, highway, transits. Engineer could design, develop, and implement things that related to the raw material extraction and generation of energy and power, harnessing the power and energy, also doing analysis for the development of the impact of their products and systems on the environment and people using them. Then also we discussed the difference between engineers and scientists. We discussed the difference between Bachelor of Science in Engineering and Bachelor of Science and Bachelors of Engineering. And we said that Abu Dhabi University, and this is the program that you have, whatever it is, mechanical or industrial, you will be having a Bachelor of Science of Mechanical Engineering or Bachelor of Science of in Industrial Engineering up on the graduation. In this video, we're gonna discuss deeply what does it mean mechanical engineers or mechanical engineering, and what are the things that mechanical engineering gonna do. Also, what are the different courses that you are going to study, the same thing that we're gonna do for the industrial engineering. So starting with the mechanical engineers. In fact, there are lots of things that mechanical engineering can do. And I'm pretty sure that some of you would have some things and some expectations of the activities of the mechanical things that mechanical engineering can do. I know that like civil engineer, because the constructions and buildings and bridges, these are the things that people usually see every day. So definitely they're gonna think that civil engineering is the most common thing, and that is very easy. If you ask somebody about the thing that civil engineer could do, he can even can tell you some things and activities that engineering can civil engineering can do. But as for mechanical engineer, there are lots of things that people don't aware of, as some of the responsibilities and things that engineer can do, mechanical engineering can do. The same thing for industrial engineering. So that's why it is important actually to discuss the different activities, the different responsibilities, the different things that mechanical and industrial engineers can do. Starting, who are mechanical engineers and what are the things that they can do and what are the different job titles that they can acquire upon the graduation. This is what we are going to discuss. So generally speaking, mechanical engineers, they can do research, develop, design, manufacture, and test. Research, it means that you're gonna do research to create something new, to design something new. One of the steps, by the way, is doing research. One of the steps of the design, in order to design as a mechanical engineer, you should do some research to look at the different designs, the different inventions that we already have in hand. Then you should come up with a new thing. So you have to do some research there in this subject, right? So in order to look to the different technologies, in order to look to the different inventions, the thing that we already have, and to be able to come up with new thing, because we said before that design, it means that you should come up with a new thing, right? For a reason. So you should do some research. So it means that mechanical engineers should have the capability to do some research. Develop it means to create, to generate, to drive, to come up with a new thing. This is the physical meaning. What does it mean, develop in general? Design, as we said, that we design for a reason, because what distinguishes develop from design? Develop, it means that you're gonna work like a scientist. It means that you're just gonna develop new concept. You're gonna develop like new method. You're gonna develop new approach. You're gonna develop new system. but it is not necessary to be for a specific reason. Or it is not necessary that you consider how you're gonna use this system or how you're gonna use this approach. But design, it means that you're gonna develop for a reason. You're gonna develop to fix a problem. This is what does it mean design? So some of the mechanical engineers, they work on the research side. Some of other mechanical engineers, they are more related to the development, or which in many of the cases, research and development, they are stick together, which is R&D department in any company, right? So mechanical engineer, they can do research, they can do development or develop, they can do design as well. They can do manufacture. Manufacture is to make a product. Manufacturing, it means that you do have a specific product and we have to bring this product into reality so we can use, this is manufacturing. Find a way, use a suitable technology to manufacture and make this product, this is manufacturing. And test, it is not just manufacturing, it is also testing. Testing what? Testing the quality of your product. Testing the good impact or the bad impact of your product on the environment. So all of these are related or different activities that mechanical engineer can do, which could be common. Some of them are common with the other majors like industrial and civil engineering. Like for example, there is in the civil engineering research, there is development, there is design, but there is no manufacturing. Instead of manufacturing, they are using like building constructions and so on for civil engineering, for example. And test what? So doing research, development, design, manufacturing, and test tools or machines, engines, and other mechanical systems. Anything that is related to the mechanical engineering is the main concern of mechanical engineers. And mechanical engineer, to these things which are related to mechanical engineer, they can do research, develop, design, manufacture, and test. Like for example, doing research on a specific tool, or doing research on a specific engine, doing research on a specific machine, develop tool, develop engine, develop machine, design tool, engine, machine, manufacture tool, engine, machine, and so on. So all of these different activities, any one of them can be applied to any mechanical device, whatever it is, machine, tool, engine, whatever it is, which anything related to the mechanical engineering. Also, they can work on power, producing machines. It is not just design and research and development things related to the mechanical systems and mechanical devices. Also, they are work on machines that would be used for producing power, for generating power, or for power generation. They also work on power generation or power producing machines, such as electricity producing generators. They work on internal combustion engines, steam and gas turbines, also jet and rocket engines, and so on. So anything that would be used for making and generating power, this is the concern or one of the activities of the mechanical engineer. Also, they can develop power using machines. Power using, so what is the difference between power producing machines? It means that they work on machines that use for generating power. But power using, they are using power to operate machines. They are using power to make the machine work, right? So power using machines such as refrigeration and air conditioning equipment, robots used for industry, machine tools. What is the machine tool? So refrigeration and air conditioning system, if we air conditioning, like if we're gonna talk about the ECs that we are using at home and the university, everywhere. So these are the ECs. This is also some of the concerns of the mechanical engineer. The refrigeration that you read, like the refrigerator that you are using at home. So this cycle, how it works, this is also the concern of the mechanical engineer. Robots that would be used for manufacturing. We do have now the industrial robots. Here in Abu Dhabi University, for example, we do have a minor of industrial mechatronics, which is related to the industrial robots. So these robots these days are used a lot in the industrial manufacturing field. Also, they are mechanical engineers interested in the machines like machine tools. What is the machine tool? The key word that would be unclear to many of you. The machine tool, if we're going to talk about the machines that would be used for drilling, for lathe machines, for turning, grinding. So it means that these tools are a special tool that used for making products. But these products, many of them are made of metal, like solid, like metal and steel products. So basically we are using this machine for making them. So it is, these machine tools are machines that use for manufacturing. And we're gonna discuss this machine tools with more details when we discuss the manufacturing part through this course. Materials handling systems. What are these material handling systems? These are the systems that use for moving heavy materials, whatever it is, metal material or any other material, from one place to another place. Like, for example, if we can, a very typical example, I'm pretty sure that many of you have traveled before in the airport, you're gonna find the conveyor that gives you or collect the luggage, right? So you collect your luggage from a conveyor that moves, right? This conveyor itself, it is a material handling system that is used in moving the luggage from the aircraft to the customer, right? So this luggage already moved over a material handling system or over a conveyor. So the conveyor is one typical type of material handling system. If we're gonna talk about the big industries, the cranks and other conveyors, huge conveyors, also these are material handling system. This is one of the things that the mechanical engineer, they are concerned with. Also, industrial production equipment, like any equipment that would be used for producing and making product, this is also the concern of the mechanical engineer. So generally speaking, mechanical engineer, as I mentioned, they can do the research, develop, design, manufacture and test tools, engines, machines, and all mechanical devices that related to the mechanical issues. They also work on power producing machines. They also work on the power using machines, like the machine that use power, like refrigeration, air conditioning, robots, industrial material handling, and machine tools that would be used for manufacturing. Make sense? So this is, generally speaking, what does it mean, mechanical engineering? So who is mechanical engineer? These are the different things that define what does it mean a mechanical engineer. So mechanical engineering can work as designers, researchers, and technology managers. So these are three main titles of jobs for a mechanical engineer. We're gonna talk about the provision. After the graduation, what is the field that you're gonna work on as a mechanical engineer? Then we're gonna discuss the job titles. So these are the career paths of mechanical engineer. So mechanical engineer, they can be designers, and we said that engineering, it means design or device, right? So he can work as a designer, he can work as a researcher in the research and development department, he can work as a technology manager, right? As a manager of a specific technology, and he's gonna be the supervisor for this technology and the other operators, so he handling everything. For companies that range in size from small startups to large multinational corporations. Like, for example, you are as a mechanical engineer, even you can start your own business as a mechanical engineer. Like, for example, for some reason, if you are interested to start your own business on a field or thing that is related to mechanical engineering that depend on your background, you can start this business by your own. It means that, and this is the good thing of the mechanical engineering, which it is not necessary to be the same for other majors. Like, for example, if we're gonna talk about civil engineering in the UE, do you think that is it easy for you to start your own business in civil engineering in the UE? I don't believe. Why? Because there are large multinational corporations who are dominating the civil engineering and the construction in the UE, right? So to start your own business in this field, it is not simple thing, it is not easy. You should have a big startup as a cash so you could able to build your own company, and you have to fight against the other multinational companies that already leading and dominating the construction and buildings in the UE. But for mechanical engineering, for example, mechanical engineering is a very wide major. is a very wide career. There are lots of things, as I'm going to mention here, some of them are related to the mechanical engineering. And the good thing that you can start your own business with the small startups, and you can run your own business and then you can grow, right? So this is the good thing of mechanical engineering, that you can work at any one of these small companies or large multinational companies. You're gonna find your work there. Even you can start your own business if you wish. This is one of the good things of mechanical engineer as designer, researcher, and technology managers. So these are lots of things and career paths for mechanical engineer. Like you are as a mechanical engineer, you can work as a designer to do design and analysis at any component, material, module, or system for the next generation of automobiles. It means that you can land a position which is related to the automobiles, whatever, for the big companies or multinational companies that making the automobiles, or the other companies that use for the maintenance and services of these automobiles. So you're gonna find your job there, right? Also, you can work on the design and analysis of medical devices. If we're going to talk about the medical and hospitals, you're going to find your position as a mechanical engineer as well. So including the aids for disabilities and surgical and diagnosis equipment, prosthetics, and the artificial organs, like anything, like all the medical devices that use for the measurements, for medical diagnosis, even the other tools and equipment that would used for the disabilities, the surgical tools, all of these also related that require mechanical engineer, and you're gonna find a position or a job there. Also, design and analysis efficient refrigeration, heating, and air conditioning system. If we're gonna talk about the air conditioning system, the heating system in the mall or the huge building, even at home. So this is also for sure the concern of mechanical engineer, and you would easily find a position in a company that works in that field. Design and analysis of power and heat dissipation systems for any number of mobile computing and network devices. For example, the power generation companies, you can find a position there. Also, you can find a position in the heat dissipation, like any company that use, even in the electronics companies, there is a room for mechanical engineer for the heating system of the dissipation of the heat that generate in the computer. For example, the PC, there is a fan over the PC and there is a heat dissipation system. This requires mechanical engineer. Even the production and the manufacturing of the computer itself, this requires mechanical engineer, not electrical or electronic. Electrical or electronic engineer, he gonna do the design of the electronic things. But how you manufacture, how you bring these ideas in mind into reality, this requires mechanical engineering, and especially mechanical production engineer. Design and analyze advanced transportation and vehicle safety systems, like if even you can find a position in the transportation, the management of the transportation, the traffic signals, everything also require mechanical engineer. Vehicle safety systems, if we're going to talk about the sensors that would be used for the auto parking for the car, for example, you're going to, with the new advancement in the automobiles, these days they are embedding some sensor that would be used for the auto braking system of the car in case that there is an incident or accident is going to happen. So the car is going to stop automatically by itself, right? So these safety things, and even the safety issues that like airbags and other things that included inside the car, this is the concern of mechanical engineers. Design and analysis of sustainable forms of energy, like sustainable energy, like how we can generate energy from the sun, from air, from wind, anything that are more readable, accessible by nation states, cities, villages, people, and groups. Like for example, the sustainable energy in the UE. This require mechanical engineer and researcher work on with mechanical engineering background, in addition to electrical engineering for sure, and civil engineering. So I mean that mechanical engineering, they do have their room there in that field. Also, design analysis, the next generation of space exploration systems, like if we're going to talk about the space applications, revolutionary manufacturing equipment and automated assembly lines for a wide range of customer products. Like in generally, they're going to find room in the manufacturing equipment and manufacturing system. Manage a diverse team of engineers in the development of a global product platform, identify this is related more to the like this is like a mix between industrial and mechanical engineering, like the identifying the customer needs, do research for the market needs, find the product opportunities, the commercialization thing. This is also the concern of mechanical engineering and industrial engineering, by the way. Provide consultant services to any number of industries, including like you can work as a consultant engineer to give consultants for the consultancy for industries, including chemical, plastic, rubber, manufacturing, petroleum, coal production, computer electronics, food and beverage products, production, printing and publishing, utilizing and utilities and service providers. So all of these are different sectors that you can work as mechanical consultant engineer there. Work in public service even and the government for such governmental agencies like the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, Department of Defense, National Institute of Standards and Technology, Environmental Protection Agency, and National Research Laboratories, and so on. Even you are as a mechanical engineer, you can teach, you can work as a teacher. You can teach mathematics, physics, science, and engineering as well, even to the high school students, or 2 years, or even to the 4 years university, some courses which are more related to the engineering. Also, you can pursue significant careers in law, medicine, social work, business, sales, or finance. It means that what I'd like to demonstrate in these two slides, that there are lots of sectors in industries, in governments, in academics even, that you can easily land a position as a mechanical engineer there. All of these industries, all of these academics, all of these governments or governmental agencies, they do require mechanical engineers. Whatever the mechanical engineer is going to be the major or the dominant field in this industry or this government, or at least there should be a department of mechanical engineering there, and in that case you're going to land your position there. And remember that you're going to graduate with a Bachelor of Science of Mechanical Engineering, that you will be qualified to work on any one of these agencies, government and industries. Make sense? So what are the different job titles? So job openings historically labeled as mechanical in general, all of these are mechanical engineers, but there are different job titles for these mechanical engineers. So examples of the following job positions titles are that require a degree in mechanical engineering, whatever it is, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering or Bachelor of Engineering. But as I mentioned, the Bachelor of Science is more general, so it qualifies you to work on any one of these, right? Like, for example, production engineer, like product engineer. No, there is a difference between, I think there is here production engineer. Okay, anyway, there is, for example, like product engineer, and you may have production engineer. They are two different job titles and two different responsibilities. So what does it mean? Product engineer, he is the engineer that is responsible for the design of this product, for studying the impact of this product, for studying the satisfaction of the customer who are using this product. So he is an engineer who's concerned with the product itself, but he is not interested on how we are going to make this product. Producing the product, making the product, this requires an engineer with some background or experience in manufacturing, and in that case the job title is going to be production engineer. Make sense? So there is a difference between product engineer and production engineer. One of the job titles is systems engineer, manufacturing engineer, which could be considered as production engineer. As I mentioned, there is a difference between product engineer and production engineer, which could be the same title as manufacturing engineer. So manufacturing engineer, his main responsibility is to find a way to make a product, which could be considered, we can use this title instead of manufacturing engineer, we can use also production engineer. It's going to be the same job title almost. Renewable energy consultant or renewable energy engineer, applications engineer, production application engineer, mechanical device engineer, process development engineer, principal engineer, sales engineer, who is, for example, sales engineer is going to communicate with the customer, is going to do study to the market, which related also to the industrial engineering. Many of these titles are common between mechanical and industrial engineering. So that's why mechanical and industrial engineering are very common, right? Design engineer, whatever, like for example, design. This design here, it would be including design for mechanical systems. So it's going to be like mechanical design engineer, or design for the manufacturing process to come up with a certain approach, a certain way of making this product. This required design, right? So this design engineer, power engineer, which related to the power generation or power use, whatever, to generate power or use that power. So this require power engineer. Packaging engineer, which related to the packaging, related to the material handling, moving material from one place to another place. Electromechanical engineer. Facilities design engineer, like which facilities, it means that you're gonna work in parallel with the civil engineer, right? You should be very close to the civil engineer who is gonna build the construction and the concrete things, but your objective is just to design the facility. Design the facility, it means that where if we gonna design a facility like workshop, that is gonna, there should be like lots of machines. So how you arrange these machines inside this workspace, this required design, and this required facility design engineer. Mechanical production engineer, as I said, this is mechanical product engineer, and there should be like another also mechanical production engineer. Energy efficiency engineer, like how we could hire, for example, a company could hire an engineer who is responsible for make efficient use of the energy, especially if this company is energy and power generation company. Mechatronics engineer, product capture engineer, plant engineer. So all of these are different job titles and more, and there are lots of them actually that you could acquire upon the graduation. As long as you do have a Bachelor of Science in mechanical engineering, you are qualified to land a position in any one of these. And remember that, for example, product engineer, you could work in any field related to there is a difference between, these are job titles, and there are other things which are the fields of mechanical engineering. Fields of mechanical engineering, like automobiles. You may, for example, product engineer in an automobile company, or medical devices company, or refrigeration and heating system company, right? So all of these are different companies, different fields, but these are different job titles. Any one of these job title can, any one of these, the same job title of any one of these could be used with any one of these fields. You got my point? Like, for example, you may be a product engineer in a public service governmental agency. You got my point? So these are the different paths, or the different, like fields of mechanical engineering that you can acquire position there, depending on your bachelor, or as long as you do have a Bachelor of Science in mechanical engineering. What you are going to study. So this is what you are expecting, what you should expect upon the graduation. And this how you are going to be a mechanical engineer. Here, these are the program of study of mechanical engineering. What you should study to be a mechanical engineer, or to be qualified to attain a Bachelor of Science in mechanical engineering. So these are the general outline. As you begin to study mechanical engineering, your program will include the following 4 components. There should be general education courses in humanities, social sciences, and fine arts. Also preparatory courses in mathematics, science, and computer programming. Core courses which are related to the mechanical, which known as the majors related to your major, which are the mechanical engineering elective courses on specific topics that you find particularly interesting in. Like, for example, if you remember when we defined engineering, we said that to be an engineer, a good engineer, you should have knowledge in mathematics, science, and materials, right? These are the basic science. In the meanwhile, you should learn how you can use this basic science for the applied science, for your major, for your mechanical engineering thing. So the program of study that Abu Dhabi University offer, and it's gonna be the same for any university. By the way, it's gonna be almost the same for any university using the same educational system, that we give you some general educational studies that related to the social, humanities, and like arts, for example. So someone would say, why should I study as mechanical engineer, humanities, for example, or social sciences? You should study the things because one of your responsibilities as mechanical engineer, that you should know the impact of your product, of your mechanical system on the environment, on the society, on people. So you should have some knowledge on this, right? So that's why there is 30 credit hours, which are general education, right? In addition, you do have 35 credit hours, which are related to the college requirement. This college requirement, 30 credit hour, 35 hour, which is gonna be like around, so this is gonna be like around, like 12 courses or that much, like 12 courses or something. And you can have here around 10 courses. These 12 courses are related to the college requirement. In these courses, you're gonna study mathematics, you're gonna study physics, physics lab, computer science. These basic, more related to the basic science. These, many of these 12 courses or 13 courses are related to the basic science. Then there is major requirements, which are 61 credit hours. The 61 credit are more related to the mechanical engineering. These are the applied sciences courses, which are related mainly to the mechanical engineering. Also, this include 6 major elective. Major elective, it means that these are elective courses, and these are 6 credits. 6 credit means that it's gonna be like 2 courses. So you will be having 2 courses. The title of these 2 courses is not fixed. So what does it mean? It means that you will be given a list of courses, then you're gonna choose any 2 of them to increase your knowledge on a specific subject of the mechanical engineering. As we said, that mechanical engineering, it has lots of fields, lots of subjects, right? So but you graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, so you are qualified to work on any one of these. But how about if for some reason, if you are interested more in mechatronics things? So we are offering, and the same thing applies for any university, you are offered some list of courses which are related to the mechatronics. You're gonna pick 2 courses of them to study, and it will be counted of the 61 credit hours that require to graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. So you are increasing your knowledge in this specific field, if you are interested in this one. The same thing if you are interested more in manufacturing. So there is another list of courses of the manufacturing that you're gonna choose 2 courses to instill your knowledge and increase your knowledge in the manufacturing track of mechanical engineering, for example. Also, in addition, open elective 3 credits extra if you would like to increase more for 3 extra credits. It's up to you. So these are mainly the requirements of the credits. So in total, in order to have a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, you should finish 135 credits of these, that based on this breakdown of the credit system in the mechanical engineering here in Abu Dhabi University. But generally speaking, topics to study in mechanical engineering include engineering, sciences and analysis, and innovation and design. Like as we said, these are more related to the engineering thing, the science, the mathematics, the physics, the engineering, the basic science mix it somehow with the applied science. This is more related to the applied science, and basically we are alternating between both of them. We do like basic science, applied science, and alternate between engineering and design. Courses which are related to the basic science or the engineering science and analysis are mechanical system courses and thermofluid engineering courses. Thermofluid engineering courses like fluid mechanics, energy systems, heat transfer, mechanical systems like machine components, statistics and forces, materials and stresses, motion and dynamics. So you could consider that every one of these subjects are different courses. Like for example, you're gonna take a course on the statics and forces. You're gonna study a course on material science and another course mechanics of material. Both are related to materials and stresses. Motion and dynamics, you're gonna study 2 courses related to the motion and dynamics, like the dynamics class. Also there is another course which is vibration. Machine components, Like you're gonna study, there is elective course on machine components and machine tools. Also, there is manufacturing processes course that you're gonna study these machine components, which related to the manufacturing processes. Innovative and design, you're gonna find manufacturing sciences, which related to the manufacturing processes, provision, practice, which are related to the communication skills. So that's why one of the courses as general education, within the general education requirements, that you gonna study courses related to communication skills. Somebody would say, why should I have a communication skill course as a mechanical engineer? Because you are going to do design, so you should know how you communicate with somebody else to convince him with your design. So also one of the skills, some of the skills that you should have some communication skills as mechanical engineer. The same thing for industrial engineering, by the way. Technical problem solving, cyber and digital engineering tools could be considered like related to the computer programming courses that you're gonna study as well. Also, other social courses, environmental issues, economical issues, because there is, for example, a business part of mechanical engineering which is related to the mechanical engineering management or mechanical engineering economics. So it is some of the universities over this track, so this could be considered one of the subjects that would be studied. Design process, which are related to the system requirements, innovation, decision making, which related to the mechanical design in general. So generally these are the lots of subjects that you should study to be a good mechanical engineer with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. And this is the breakdown of the different courses that you are going to study for the mechanical engineering program here in Abu Dhabi University. These are the general education requirement courses, which are like, as I mentioned, like communication skills in Arabic or in English, technical communication for workplace, calculus 1, society, like social studies, fundamentals of innovation and enterprises. So it is like general educational systems which more related to the skills and other things. Then the college requirements, which are more related to the mathematics and physics. And by the way, these courses, we are not the one who are teaching you these courses, except the MEC 130. I'm from faculty from mechanical engineering, so I'm teaching you the MEC 130. This is the previous program. We were coding this course, which is Introduction to Mechanical Engineering, as MEC 200. But since we offered a new program, which is Industrial Engineering, so we are considering the Introduction to Mechanical and Industrial Engineering, which is MEC 130, which is this course that I'm teaching. But all the other courses, we are not the guys who are teaching you these courses, right? Like calculus, calculus 1, calculus 2, differential equation. These are mathematics, linear algebra, mathematics, physics, chemistry, engineering, economics and ethics, and structured programming. So these are general educational by the college, required by the college, which are 36 credits. As I mentioned, these credits are required as basic science, then you're gonna use them for these major courses. These are the major courses which are related to the mechanical engineering, statics, material science, manufacturing, mechanics of material dynamics, thermodynamics 1 and 2, computer-aided drawing, fluid mechanics, lab, electromechanical devices, control systems, kinematics and dynamics of machinery, heat transfer, numeric and finite element simulation, design and manufacturing lab, machine design, senior project, capstone design project, lots of things. These are the list of courses that you're gonna pick 2 of them as majors. As I mentioned, that we are offering you like some courses related to the energy system. If you are interested in something related to the turbo machinery, so you're gonna take this course. Something related to the energy management, so you're gonna take this course. So you're gonna increase your knowledge in that specific subject related to the mechanical engineering. The same thing, for example, if you are interested in something related to materials and manufacturing, so you can pick any one of these courses like mechanics of materials 2. You're gonna study mechanics of material, which is 1. Then you can go deeply through the mechanics of material if you are interested, like introduction to computer-aided manufacturing, which is like CAM systems, which are related to the industrial engineering or manufacturing engineering, related to the mechanical engineering, I mean. So you can take such a course. It means that there are lots of offers depending on these different tracks. So you're gonna take 2 courses and you can add the 3rd one if you want to, like to pick 2 or 3 courses of these to increase your knowledge in any one of these subjects which are related to the mechanical engineering. There are more actually, but this is what offered by the Abu Dhabi University in our program in the EDU, like aerospace, mechatronics, and so on. So this is for the mechanical engineering. We discuss what are the things that mechanical engineers do. We discuss the different career opportunities. We discuss the different career paths and the different job titles. In addition, we discuss the way of teaching the program of study of mechanical engineering at Abu Dhabi University, or in general how it's gonna be. Make sense? Again, the objective in this course, what we're gonna do actually, so this is over this video and the previous one, I'm just giving you introduction. And starting the next meeting, we are going to go over the different divisions of mechanical engineering. And the same thing, then we're gonna discuss the industrial engineering. As I mentioned, mechanical and industrial engineering, there are some common courses between them. So the rest of this course, I'm going to give you some examples, and I'm gonna give you some simple things and simple topics of the different subjects of mechanical engineering or industrial engineering. Like for example, we're gonna discuss, as you can see in the major requirements, there should be statics. So we're gonna take some, I'm just gonna introduce to you what does it mean, the statics, and what you are expecting to study in the statics class. Material science, manufacturing processes, mechanics of material, dynamics, thermodynamics. So we're gonna fluid mechanics. So we're gonna pick some simple topics which are related to these courses. Then we're gonna discuss some simple problems, some simple examples related to these subjects. Just to give you like an overview, a very simple example of the things that you are going to study in these subjects when you reach the major level. Make sense? The same thing is going to be for the industrial engineering. So this is for the mechanical engineering. Now we are going to move to the industrial engineers and what are the things that they are doing. Typically the same thing that we did for the mechanical engineering before. Who are industrial engineers and what exactly they can do? So industrial engineers use the roles of physics, similar to any engineers. We are using physics, mathematics, materials, but in addition to these things, they should have a strong knowledge in statistics, human factors related knowledge, law, ethics, and other things which related to the industrial engineering. So in addition to their knowledge, fundamental knowledge of physics and mathematics, they should strongly have a good knowledge in statistics and human factor related courses, and also ethics and law, because industrial engineering, a part of the industrial engineering science actually is the management of the engineering issues or concerns. So they should have some knowledge in law and ethics, especially engineering ethics, human factors, because we produce products, so we should know the effect and the impact of these products on the human being. Also, the study of the marketing, it should consider also the and business require some knowledge on human factors related knowledge. So this is the type of knowledge that industrial engineers should have. In addition, the design, so they are using their knowledge in physics, mathematics, statistics, human factors, in addition to ethics and law, in order to do these things, design processes and perform projects that may involve facilities, products, and systems. So their work actually is a great part of their work is related to the management and the planning of the production or the building of facility, for example, or the design of facility, products. So they work on the design processes. It is not, this design process, it means that it is not necessary who are the guys who are going to do the design, but they design the process that would lead to making the facility, the process that would lead to the making a product or a system. So they design the process more than their design of the product or the facility itself. Like for example, the the mechanical engineer, he can design a facility. But how we are going to build this facility, arrange this facility, this requires industrial engineer in this case. The same thing for a product. We may have an engineer who is going to design a product, the product itself, but the way of making the product, this would require industrial engineer as well as definitely as mechanical engineer in terms of with manufacturing experience, right? So they work basically on the design processes and perform projects which related to the design that involve facilities, products, systems, taking into account the human factor. This is the key idea that distinguish mechanical engineering from an industrial engineering, the human factor effect. This is one of the main concerns of the industrial engineering, is to do this design of the facility, products, and system considering the human factor effect. Design ways of also industrial engineering can design ways or approaches or methods of the best utilization of the resources of an organization. This is also one of the responsibilities of industrial engineer, that any organization has some resources. Organization, if we're going to talk about Abu Dhabi University, this is organization. A company, this is organization. Any organization, it has specific resources. These resources would be workers, raw materials, capitals, information, even the information data. For example, if we're going to talk about Abu Dhabi University, your student ID, your student data, these are information, right? So this is part of the resources of this organization. Buildings, equipment, energy, technological knowledge, anything, technical tools, anything that belong to the organization is counted as a resource of this organization. So one of the responsibilities of an industrial engineer is to design a way that would make use of these resources with the best way, like the best utilization of the resources of an organization. These resources would include workers, raw materials, and other things. This is also one of the responsibilities for an industrial engineer. Also, he analyzes the goals of an organization. He works very close to the managers. Why? Because the organization, there is a certain goals and objective that this organization should achieve. So some of the industrial engineers, they should have some background about business, about management, right? Because they're gonna work with this, very close to these guys, and they should have knowledge and acknowledge exactly what are the goals of this organization, and they should have the skills to find a way to achieve these goals. So the constraints, they should they usually do analysis to the goals of an organization, the constraint imposed, and uncertainties to find the best solution of the organization. This is also some of the responsibilities of an industrial engineer. So generally speaking, industrial engineers, they should have knowledge in physics, mathematics as mechanical engineer, but in addition to this, they should have statistics, human factor, ethics, law, and human factor related courses. And these things, the statistics, the human factor courses, the ethics and laws, especially these two courses or these two subjects, this basically what make the industrial engineering is different than the mechanical engineering. But physics, mathematics, and other related courses, these are common subjects between the two majors. So that's why almost half the courses of the mechanical engineering will be common with the industrial engineering. So how about the different job titles and the career basis, basically? So industrial engineer can work as designers, researchers like mechanical engineer, but quality control managers. This is like a special topic, not a special, we may have a mechanical engineer who could work in the quality department as well, but he should have some industrial background. So he could be qualified to work in the quality department. But basically, the quality control department, this is the concern of the industrial engineer, and they are work a lot in this one. So that's why they could work in the R&D, the research department. They work as designer. Also, they can work as quality control managers. If you compare these three things for the mechanical engineer, we do have designers, researcher, they can design, research, and for technical managers. This is for mechanical engineering. But the technical things, it is replaced kind of with management and business in terms of the industrial engineering. For companies that large in size, from small startups like small businesses to large multinational corporation, as we mentioned, typically the same like mechanical engineer. Even in industrial engineering, you can start your own business if you wish. This is one of the good things of the mechanical and industrial engineering. These are the different job titles. Upon the graduation from industrial engineering program, whatever your program is, you could acquire a position to be like industrial engineer internship like trainee, like you're gonna take a training for 6 months, then you will be officially hired as industrial engineer. Then after 6 years, you could be like a senior industrial engineer if you keep on this track of career. Also, you could start with industrial engineering, then you will be promoted as manufacturing engineer if you already have some manufacturing background and you work in the manufacturing department. In this case, you could be the plant or the manufacturing manager, then you're gonna be the vice president of manufacturing after 14 years, for example. So all of these are different job titles and their expected career promotions up on after 10 years, what you're gonna be after 6 years. So what are the expectations after 6, 7, 10 years, 14 years, what you're gonna be exactly if you start with this, if you move with any one of these tracks. Like for example, industrial engineer and project management manager, then you're gonna proceed to the quality department. For example, you could be hired in as industrial engineer in the quality department. So you will be promoted to be like a manager of a certain project or a set of projects. Then you're gonna be the manager of the quality department, then senior quality manager, for example, after 12 years and so on. So this all of these are different titles, like as I said, like quality manager, project manager, industrial engineer, production planner or production engineer, manufacturer supervisor or manufacturing engineer, operation management manager, also management trainee, operation manager, supply chain. The supply chain is one of the great tracks of career of industrial engineer. The supply chain, like you could be hired as industrial engineer for the supply chain department, and then you're gonna be promoted to the supply chain manager, for example. Project manager, also purchasing. As I said, this should require some business background. Plant manager, manufacturing engineer, which related to the mechanical. Like this track, for example, it could be acquired by a mechanical engineer as well. So that's why, as I'm saying, we do have common things between mechanical engineering and industrial engineering. Supply chain management internship or supply chain analyst or supply chain engineer, industrial engineer, demand planner and demand planner manager, process trainee, supply chain analyst. So all of these, as I mentioned, are production engineer here. This is which related to the production and manufacturing. This could be acquired by mechanical or industrial engineer. So as I said, all of these are different job titles of mechanical engineering, and you can work on any one of these fields. There are lots of fields that we already explained before for the industrial engineering. How would you study industrial engineering? This is like a general program. The program is not included yet in the catalog for the industrial engineering in Abu Dhabi University because the program is still is new. But in Abu Dhabi University for industrial engineers, almost half the courses will be common between the mechanical engineering and the industrial engineering. So the first 2 years, I believe, the first 2 years, for your industrial engineering program, you will attend the same classes as mechanical engineer. But in the third and fourth year, you're gonna have your own classes that will be different than the classes of the mechanical engineers. All right. So that's why, for example, like this course, we do have in this class mechanical engineers and industrial engineers attending the same class, and for sure both of you will be attending the same other courses for the first 2 years. But freshmen or the first year students, basically, in the first year, your curriculum usually covers all courses or subjects including mathematics, physics, information systems, along with Introduction to Industrial Engineering, which is this course, Mechanical and Industrial Engineering. So in the first year and also in the second year as well, you're going to take some courses related to mathematics, physics, information system, as usually you are the mechanical engineering student are taking. Then the sophomore, the second year, the curriculum focuses more on advanced courses in mathematics, like more mathematics and more physics. Also, you're gonna start on operations research, probability, and statistics. This is very important. This is very important course, or these courses, the statistics and probability, are very important to industrial engineers, as well as basic courses which are related to human factors and process product design. So these are more industrial concern. Junior level curriculum covers advanced courses in production and surface systems. Then the fourth year, you're gonna cover more courses related to the supply chain, other elective courses which are related to industrial engineering management. You're gonna take a senior project which related to the industrial engineering program and how you fix this problem. So this is also the general track of the industrial engineering program offered by Abu Dhabi University, or generally for using at any university, right? So this is for the mechanical and industrial engineering. The last thing that I'd like to mention here about the ABET accreditation in Abu Dhabi University. Abu Dhabi University, the College of Engineering, all the engineering program, they are ABET accredited. So what does it mean, ABET accreditation? The ABET accreditation, ABET is the abbreviation of the Accreditation Board of Engineering and Technology. This Board of Engineering and Technology, this is a US organization ABET is an organization formed by over 24 technical and professional societies, including the American Society of Mechanical Engineering, the ASME, which is commonly known as the ASME, the American Society of Mechanical Engineering. This is one of the organizations, and there are lots of other organizations that included in the ABET. The ABET, this is like an American organization, a universal organization that evaluates the different engineering and technology programs at different academic institutions. And if this institution fulfills some of the requirements of this organization or this program, they accredit that this organization is ABET accredited. ABET accredited is approved that the way of teaching this engineering or technology is approved by this US organization, by the ASME organization and other organizations that belong to the ABET. You got my point? Like, for example, your certificate that you're gonna have up on the graduation from the ABET accredited school, this certificate, it is accredited at any other country that require this accreditation, like the US country, for example, and many of the European countries require this ABET accreditation. So it is a very common accreditation, and many of the universities and any academic institutions, especially the engineering and technology institutions, they are seeking this accreditation, whatever in the Middle East or in the Europe or in the US. Abu Dhabi University had this accreditation, the ABET accreditation program, so for all the engineering program. ABET endorses and certifies almost 3,000 engineering program and more than 600 colleges and universities across the United States through their accreditation process. Recently, the ABET has begun accrediting international engineering program, and initially this accreditation was only confined for the US universities. Now they already accrediting international engineering program, and that's why the engineering program at Abu Dhabi University, we do have this accreditation for the mechanical and industrial engineering program. The board has identified a set of skills that new engineers graduates are expected to have, which are usual benchmarks for you to consider while monitoring progress during your studies. Like, the key idea here that the good thing of this accreditation basically is to make sure that the way of teaching engineering in all of these institutions that they do have this accreditation is going to be almost the same. Like, because, for example, here we are at Abu Dhabi University, we are teaching a course like mechanical design course, right? How could we make sure that the mechanical design course that I'm giving you in Abu Dhabi University is gonna be the same as that given in Harvard, for example, or in other university in the US? Is the accreditation. So this accreditation, this guy, they monitor and they go over the course material, the things that have been the assignments, everything, the homeworks, the exams, everything that we do within a specific course, they go over it and make sure that it fits their requirements. If it fits their requirements, so they're gonna endorse and certify that this is ABET accredited program. It means that the way of teaching the engineering within this institution is gonna be very similar to the way of teaching engineering in any US university. You got my point? So this is the key idea of the ABET accreditation. In 2020, the program has made some updates and changes depending on the requirement of technology and engineering in the world. Like, every day we do have new technologies, we do have new things already coming in, we do have new challenges as engineers that we have to fix, right? So that's why this program updates the requirements depending on what is kind of like. For example, one of the big challenges that the world is facing these days is the COVID-19, this outbreak, which a serious problem, right? So, and even this made us that we have to change the way of teaching, the way of going to the students. Instead of having face-to-face, we're gonna have online sessions as what we are doing right now, right? So it means that every day we do have changes in the world, we do have new challenges that we have to think of fixing it as engineers. So that's why the ABET accreditation program also updates every 5 years or 6 years or whatever, or 2 years. It could do updates depending on the challenging that comes up. So this is the previous language or the previous requirement by the ABET. It was in this form. Now they are updating this form starting 2020 based on this one. So we are following the new updates for the ABET accreditation in the different courses that we're already teaching you. So again, for example, these things, just to let you know, these things are learning outcomes. So what does it mean, learning outcome? These are the things that you should learn and practice up on the graduation from an ABET accredited engineering program, like the mechanical engineering program in Abu Dhabi University. So we are required, this is our responsibility towards you, right? Like, upon the graduation, you should have ability to identify, formulate, and solve complex engineering programs which are related to your major by applying principles of engineering, science, and mathematics. It means that you should study science, you should study mathematics, you should study engineering principles, and it is not just studying, you should also know and have the capability to identify, formulate, and solve complex engineering program. In the previous language, the word complex wasn't included. It means that they are seeking not just straightforward problems. I'm not talking about problems that you're going to solve in the exam. I'm talking about the simple problems, engineering problems. No, they are talking about complex and challenging engineering problems. It means that they found that these days engineering require engineers who could able to solve challenging engineering program, not any simple problems, no, challenging engineering program. So that's why they insist on this complex engineering program. This definitely is gonna be reflected in the way of teaching. It's gonna be reflected in the assignment and the exams and everything, because it is required from our side to practice you to do this, right? Because based on the new language and the new requirements of the ABET accreditation. So that's it for this part. The key idea here of this introduction that have been covered over 2 videos is just to give you an overview about the mechanical engineering, industrial engineering in general, what is the difference between engineering and science, the difference between Bachelor of Science of Engineering and Bachelor of Engineering, also to give you an overview about the different divisions of mechanical and industrial engineering, right? And just give you introduction about this course in general. In the next video or the next meeting as well, we're gonna start the first part of this course. So this is just introduction. What we did here over this week is just introduction over these two videos to this course. Starting the next week, we're gonna start the first part, and which is the mechanical design, and I'm gonna give you more detail how we are going to proceed through the rest of the course. All right, so that's it for this video, and thank you so much, and see you in the next meeting.